Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loads 15, and we had another good day today. We had two winners, my Nap, Born to Hold, won at Dieppe, and also as well my next best, Sacre-Cœur, won as well at Dieppe. So we had two winners there. We put up my Nap at 7-4 and my next best at 4-1, and we came away with some profit. So that was all good there. Our selection in Vichy just wasn't good enough to get involved on the day, but that's the way it goes. But we had two nice winners today, and hopefully we can continue that into tomorrow's racing, where we've got two tips coming from Bordeaux, and then our other tip is going to be in the evening action at Gulfstream in the USA. So we've got quite a bit of time between all our three tips tomorrow, but the first two come close together, and they're actually going to be at Bordeaux, Le Bouscat. And our first tip, which is going to be my Nap, runs in the 11:45 with a horse here called No Turning. Now this horse is trained by Jean-Claude Rouget, who's one of France's top trainers, currently 2-1 with bookmakers at the moment, and Christian Demuro is put for the ride. Now, Jean-Claude Rouget's stable have been going okay, not the best, but they've still been ticking over. They've been doing a lot better than Andre Fabre. You can back against pretty much all of Andre Fabre's horses at the moment. He hasn't been having too many winners, but Jean-Claude Rouget, he had a winner at Vichy today, so his yard are getting winners, and Christian Demuro, like I said, is but for the ride, who's got a good association with the stable. Now this horse has an interesting backstory to it, because if you actually look for its form, its first ever run was at Cagnes-sur-Mer behind a horse, or his stablemate in fact, of Port Guillaume. Now Port Guillaume, you might have seen him win well in a stakes race the other day at Saint-Cloud. I think it was the second day back when French racing was resumed, and he was a really impressive winner, and he's actually a 16-1 shot for the Group 1 Prix de Jockey Club. So he's definitely bumped into a nice horse on debut, he did. He then went to Lyon Le Sol last time out, where he won. He broke his maiden tag, but he didn't do it conventionally. He met a lot of traffic that day. If you can go and watch a replay on at the race's website, he took a really wide trip, and the jockey was never happy. But in the end, when he did get into a winning position, he stuck his head down and he asserted well in the closing stages. And I think he's the one to beat tomorrow. It's also as well interesting that Christian Demuro's but for the ride. He actually won on Port Guillaume first time out, and Coralie Picot has rode our selection on his two previous starts. So he makes way for Christian Demuro tomorrow. I know it looks a bit short, 2-1, but I think this is a winnable race. I don't think the others have much to offer, even though they're still coming into their careers, really. But I think this horse has still got a bit more of improvement to give. I think he can come on further from his Lyon win, and I think at 2-1 he represents good value. I think he could nearly go off even money tomorrow come post time. We then go with our next tip, our next best in the 12:15 at Bordeaux, with a horse called Mr. Satchamo. Now this horse is 4-1 with bookmakers at the moment. You could back the dirt each way if you wanted to, but I'm just going to recommend the win bet. This horse is trained by Thibaut de Wautregan. That's how you pronounce his surname. And Olivier Pellier is but for the ride tomorrow. Now the key to this horse is soft ground. He's got a fantastic record on soft ground, and especially at Bordeaux, where he's 2 wins from 2 starts, and he's won a listed race at the track before, so he knows how to go there. Now, the last time we saw this horse, he was running in too high company. He's running in the Group 1 race at Doha in Qatar, so he was out of his depth there. But stepping back into listed company should be no problem. He's won after long breaks before, so that shouldn't be an issue for him. Olivier Pellier knows him well. He's won on him a couple of times. And even though this horse will have to give away a little bit of weight for carrying a listed penalty win, I think he's still got a fair chance of going well. And when he's won before on soft ground, they've been in big margins and some decent events. So for me, I think Mr. Satchamo tomorrow is a very good live chance at 4-1. And again, I think he could potentially go off favourite come post time. So he's going to be my selection there. We then go to Gulfstream for the unusual time of the 8:49 with our final selection. So quite a long while after our first two have run. But I'm going with a horse here called Legendary Prince. Now this horse is trained by Herbert Miller, and Rajiv Marat is but for the ride. Now go back and watch a replay if you can. This horse, he came from towards the back of the field, and he went round the turn there at Gulfstream on the 5 furlong track, and he came with a blistering turn of foot, and in the end it was just a hands and heels ride. And that was a really good performance, I thought. And that was only his second ever run in maiden claiming company. He then steps up in grade tomorrow, but I think he's got a good chance. He's got a wide draw, but that's not necessarily a negative. And if they go quite quickly here, I could see him coming on with a late run. And I think he could still be improving. Also as well, on his debut, he ran in a maiden special weight. So that's the top level of like novice or maiden race for newcomers in America. That's the top level of how it works. So like, for example, if John Gosden or trainers like Mark Johnson were starting out their horses in maiden races, these are the kind of level they would be aiming at. So Legendary Prince, he's 13-2 with bookmakers I've seen already. Even though he does have to step up in grade, he is still unexposed, and I think he's a great each way bet. I could definitely see him finishing in the frame, and if you can still get the 13-2, I think, like I said, it'll give you a good run for our money. So he's going to be Loder's Longshot tomorrow. So they're my 3 tips for tomorrow's horse racing. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video and you'll get an update every time I upload. Also as well, you can follow me on social media as well. The best place to follow me is on Twitter, where my handle is @LuckyLoaders15. Also as well, feel free to check out my website, which is www.chrisloderracing.co.uk. Also as well, we released our Epsom Guineas, or Epsom Derby, Epsom Oaks, and 1000 and 2000 Guineas podcast today, the In the Saddle podcast that I do, and I give you my best bets on that. I've got some big priced ones for you to get stuck into, so go and listen to that. You'll find the links to it on my Twitter page, so no excuses for not finding it. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, like the video, please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.